ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
கடனாதாரிய கவிதார்கிக கேதரே தாதாச்சாரியம் வர்யோ சன்னிதத்தாம் ததா கிருதி. ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞான வைராகிய பூஷணம் வெங்கடம் நாதாரியம் வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசிகம் சீரொன்று தோப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியும் ஓன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரம்
Page 174. एकः अपि कृष्णे सकृत pranamah. Sakrit pranamah, not sukrita pranamah. So it may be sukrita pranamah or sakrit pranamah. Maybe both are right. Let us understand sukrita pranamah. Dasha ashwamedha avabhritena tulyaha. Visarga is there missing. Tulyaha. Visarga is missing at the last word. Dasha ashwamedhi punaha eti janma krishna pranami na punarbhavan. So, of course, this is exaggeration. One-time salutation or salutation done well. How do we know salutation done well? Sukrita. We must not be our own judges. We must follow Shastras. Simple meaning will be Sashtanga Namaskaraha. How many times? That is very important. So I quoted in another class many examples how many times. So can you remember Goda Devyaha, that is Andal's Taniyan in Sanskrit? Neelatungastanagiri-tati suptamudbodhya Krishnam. So again, Ekopi Krishna. In the case of Lord Sri Krishna, the Taniyan, Sanskrit Taniyan of Goda Devi Andal ends in Goda Tasyai Nama Idamidam Bhuye Vastu Bhuyaha. How many times? It is mentioned as again and again, off and on. Goda Tasyai Neelatungastanagiri-tati Suptamudbodhya Krishnam Paracham Swam Shuchi Satasiras Siddhamadhyapayanti Gochishthayam Sajinagalitam Yabala Kritya Bhukte Godatasya Nama Idamidam Bhuyaye Vastu Bhuyaha. So another example, let us go to the devotional song, namely on Garuda Dandakam. Garuda Dandakam. On one of the paragraphs you find Namaste Punaste Namaha. Namaste Punaste Namaha. Namappannaganaddhaya Vaikuntha Vasavartine Shruti Sindhu Sudotpada Mandaraya Garutpate. That is the first shloka. Then you have the words Namaste Punaste Namaha. How many times? Let us not say that only 2 or 3 times it is given there. Then you have Kamasik Ashtakam, again another devotional song by Swami Vedanta Deshika. There also you find that Namaha many times. Namaha many times. And you have umpteen examples to show that we must go on salutation, go on saluting. It never ends also. Never ends. Not to show off our bhakti, but sincerely, without others' knowledge also. Without others' knowledge also. Let us be on our what we call 8 limbs. Let us be on our 8 limbs. The 8th limb being the manas. அஷ்டாங்க சமஸ்காரத்துல 8வது உறுப்புங்கிறது மனசு. So now what is the fruit of salutation? Dasha Ashwamedha. 10 times horse sacrifice. Called horse sacrifice. Horse is not sacrificed. Horse is not sacrificed. Ashwamedha is a special sacrifice for especially kings in order to establish their supremacy. And therefore, the horse is sent everywhere, the whole of, say, for example, Bharata Desham. And then no other king tries to usurp the kingdom of the king who performs Ashwamedha. And therefore, supposing somebody is bold enough to combat, fight against the enemy, then he ties the horse. Then the king should go and fight with him and win him, and then come back and then continue the Ashwamedha sacrifice. So that is another anecdote about Ashwamedha is, supposing one is able to complete 100 Ashwamedhas, then he becomes what we call the god of gods, Indra. So Indra is the only one who has performed 100 Ashwamedhas. But there are people like King Sagara in the clan of Rama, in the race of Rama, that he was given the advantage of performing the 100th Ashwamedha sacrifice. And the present Indra, the Devendra, will always prevent others from completing the 100th Ashwamedha. Rather, curiously, he will wait for the kings finishing up to 99th Ashwamedha. I don't know why he is waiting for 99th Ashwamedha, and then he stops the 100th Ashwamedha. Meaning that even the post of Devendra, position of Devendra is precarious. He is in a temporary position. He is not even on probation to be confirmed. His chair is always tottering. நாற்காலி எப்போதும் ஆடிண்டே இருக்கும், அதனால உட்கார முடியாது. He is always on his toes, and therefore, so again, it is not the salutation is equal to only 10 Ashwamedas. It also adds to another 10. That means 20 Ashwamedha. So Dashashwamedhi. So once one performs just 10 Ashwamedas, then he will have no birth and death in the future. So Krishna Pranami, a person who salutes Lord Krishna, will have no birth again, no death again. Na punarbhavaya. Then Uposhitaha, Visarga is there, Visarga is missing. Uposhitaha, Poshitaha, Poshito va, va dushto va, pranatopi va, prasakya harde papam, Anusara is missing. Kona Seved Hari Tataha. Tataha Visarga is missing. So Harihi Visarga is missing. Uposhitaha Athava Poshitaha Athava Dushtaha. So there is a note for Dushta. I don't know whether there is meaning. Generally, there is no meaning given under footnotes. But this is the answer. Drishtova iti Koshad Anyatra Patha. That's all there. Another book has no reading called Drishta. So let us understand Uposhita. Now, Uposhita, as you understand, Ushita meaning living, actually residing temporarily. So Upa Ushita meaning residing nearby, so living nearby. Living whose proximity? It is Lord. So that means one who is fasting. One who is fasting. So generally, we are not expected to fast the whole month, say, for example. In a particular month, we have 2 Ekadashi days, and 2 Ekadashi days must be completely, strictly observed. Namely, we must fast completely on Ekadashi day. Tomorrow is Ekadashi day. Tomorrow. We must not even drink water. Nirjalam. So at least for 24 hours. Minimum 24 hours. And therefore, so what happens is called Uposhita can have a synonym called Upavasa. Upavasa. So what do you mean by fast as per the meaning of Upavasa or Uposhita? Think of the Lord 24/7, not 20, at least 24 by 1, 24 hours. Of course, don't we remember the Lord on all other days except Ekadashi also? Yes, along with Ekadashi, we remember Him many times, not 24. But Uposhitaha, particularly fast and think of Him. Have hunger and think of the Lord. It is very difficult. And therefore, Uposhitaha. Then Poshitaha, he is a very fortunate person. Lord Himself feeds him. Lord Himself feeds him. Poshitaha. In the sense, not that we offer food and eat on Ekadashi day, but for example, one example, of course, it's a divine example. Sita Devi in Ashokavana, we used to say in Ramayana, she remained fasting for the 9 months of her imprisonment by Ravana. Ravana imprisoned her under Ashoka tree in a forest, in a park in Sri Lanka, and she remained hungry. That's what we would generally say. Ramayana also says, Ramayana itself says that Amritam was fed to Sita Devi. Amritam was fed to Sita Devi. So she was drinking the nectar by divinity. And therefore, so such a person is called Poshitaha. There, of course, Poshita, feminine gender. Now, Poshitaha. We are all nourished by the Lord. We are all nourished by the Lord. We are all having the privilege of getting the food every day, every time. We are privileged. We are blessed with the food by the Lord. Therefore, Poshitaha. So again, neither we think of God on the fasting days, and in spite of our nourishment by the Lord, I am a bad man. I am a wicked man. Dushtahava. The word is avoided by other books. So Dushtahava. Suppose I am wicked. Wicked in the sense I am a Nastika. I am a disbeliever of God. I am an atheist. I don't believe in God's existence, and therefore Dushtahava. Even if I am a bad man, then Pranataha Apiva, the one who has saluted. The previous verse says, Pranam, Krishna Pranami. So Pranataha Apiva. So Prasahya, Lord tolerates. Lord tolerates us. Lord bears with us. BARS. So Prasahya, and again another meaning is forcefully, papam harati. He takes away the sins. Takes away the sins. Now, you will understand that there is no difference between a wicked man who does not believe in God and one who always thinks of God during the fasting days, and one who has been nourished by the Lord, and one who has been saluting the Lord many times. Now, how come that no distinction is made between among all these four? That is a shock. That is our shock. That is our unpleasant shock. I am a devotee. Another man is a non-devotee. Both of them are treated alike. Do you expect such a treatment from the Lord? Lord is so meaning that Lord is not partial. Lord has no partiality. In Bhagavad Gita, he says, "Na dveshyaha, na mama dveshyaha, na mama priyaha." There is no enemy for me. There is no enemy for me. There is no friend for me. I am not attached to any person. I am not antagonizing any person. Na dveshyaha, na mama priyaha. What is the meaning behind it is his principle is, his divine principle is impartiality. Impartiality. Should we question on his impartiality? We may question him. There is no answer. We can have umpteen questions on him, but no answer because we don't understand it. We can't understand it. We are not Brahmajnanis. Therefore, we are not able to understand it. The next expression says, ko na seveta harim. Not Visarga, sorry. Anuswara is missing. So tataha then. Visarga is missing. So who will not worship the Lord? Who will not worship Hari? Meaning, whether I am bad man or a good man, I am favored by the Lord, I am blessed by the Lord, then who will not worship Lord Hari? Then, Kohi Baraha Harer Namni, Jihvayam Parikirtane. Again, Anuswara is missing. So, every time I must say the missing symbols or letters or something like that. So, what is the burden? Kohi baraha. What is the burden? Meaning, which is troublesome. Which is troublesome. Why? Because Hare Namni Parikirtane, while we say the word Hari many times, are we tired? Are we burdened with something? Are we troubled? Do we have any problem for saying the name in the tongue? Jihvayam, Jihvayam in the tongue. People would say in Tamil, suppose somebody talks what you call as a chatterbox, வாயாடியா இருந்தா நாக்கு நீளம் அப்படிம்போம். நாக்கு நீளம். The tongue is longer அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம் இங்கிலீஷ் தமிழ்ல. But the whole tongue, you know the size of the tongue. You know the size of each person's tongue. The tongue can come out for a little, can have come out a little. It can be contained within the mouth also. We must always guard the words, measure the words that we speak, and therefore, whatever be the size of the tongue, the tongue should sing the song, sing the names of Hari completely. Why do you say completely? There is only a small size of the tongue. Then what do you say about the size? The tongue should reverberate, should echo the names of Lord. Each atom, each molecule of the tongue, no, you know, it is wet always. It is wet always. And you know there are buds there. There are buds in the tongue. So each bud should sing the song of name of Hari. Each bud. Then you know that the bud which it understands the taste of sweetness is in the front. Is in the front. The taste bud, the sweet taste bud is in the front. The bud that tastes the bitterness of food item is at the back. Supposing we swallow anything bitter or munch anything sweet, the sweet will be experienced. The sweet without touching the front side bud of the tongue, we can put the sweet inside. But we cannot put any bitter object without tasting, and we cannot swallow it without tasting the bitterness. That is the beauty of the creation. And therefore, what I want to say is the entire system of buds in the tongue should taste the name of Hari. Should taste the name of Hari. When we say Hari, we must feel the sweetness. Then ayase, it should be, I think, ayase, ekaravinde, smarane, kosya smataha yachati shobhanam. When we are taking rest, ayase, sorry, when we are taking rest and we remember him, smarane, this is a question. So our remembrance of the Lord, our memory of the Lord will do always good, shobhanam. That's a question. So who will not feel the goodness blessed by the Lord while we remember him? Then second line, papakshayaha cha bhavati smarata tam aharnisham. Suppose we remember him day and night. We say in English day in and day out. That is 24 hours. 24 hours. Then we will have sins washed away. So we'll have reduction of sins. Papa Kshayaha. All the sins may not go away because there are three types of sins, as all of us know, namely Sanchitam, Agami, and Prarabdham. The three types of sins. We have no categorization of the merits that we do. What our good actions we do, we don't have any category. But whereas when we say do papam, sin, when we commit mistakes, there are three categories. So all the three categories may not be washed away, but at least major portion of, at least a major portion of. So kim taya, again kim anuswara is missing. Na architaha devaha keshava kleshanasanaha udakena api alabhetu dravyana the anuswara missing. Pujitaha visarga is missing. Prabhu visarga is missing. So he says, Lord says here the author of the Samhita, that is what we call Pancaratra Samhita, says, supposing you don't worship the Lord, Keshavaha, the name Keshavaha, Kleshanasanaha, you don't worship the Lord because of many reasons. The main reason being you are a disbeliever. You don't say, you don't believe in him, you don't have faith in him because he does not solve your problems. So you say that he is not solving your problems. And therefore you say, I don't want to worship the Lord. So in spite of your non-worship of the Lord, even though you do not worship the Lord, and you say, Sir, Swamin, I don't get water. I don't get good water. Therefore, I am not doing Tiruvaradhana. Udakena api alabhe, udakam water. So if I don't get water to worship, and then I get all types of articles for worship. Sarvyanam Pujita Prabhu. So even though I don't get water, I give the lame excuse. I give the lame reason why I don't worship the Lord, why I do not perform the Tiruvaradhanam for the Lord, and in spite of it, Lord blesses us, blesses you. That's it, blesses you. Dravyanam Pujita Prabhu. With all materials non-available, not available, but still it is understood that Lord considers that he is so compassionate that he feels that we have done the worship. So these are all some exaggerations, but we must take it. We must take it as a truth statement. Then Anyat Purnat Apa Kumbhat Apam Anuswara is missing. Kumbhat Anyat Padavane Janat Anyat Kushala Saprasnant Na Cha Ichati Janardana. Now only one aspect we must not do. What is that only aspect? So Janardana, Lord Shiman Narayana. Janardana is a special word. We will understand it little later deeper. If you can give the meaning in the what you call WhatsApp group, I will be happy. Whatever you understand by the word Janardana. It's a very common name, popular name, divine name for the Lord. So it has got a deeper meaning. So Janardanaha, Visarga is missing. Janardanaha cha ichchati. He wants, he likes. Na ichchati, he doesn't like. He hates our action. What is our action? Anyat purnat apam kumbhat. You said earlier that because water is not available, I am not worshipping you. I am not performing Tiruvaradhana for you. That's what a person says. A man says, for example. Let us understand later. Nandi. Uh, right, you are right. Because you have taken the meaning from the net and the dictionary, and therefore you are right. I'm not saying that it is wrong in the chat, but let us discuss it later. So, Apam Kumbhat, there is a pot of full of water. Kumbhaha pot, Apam Kumbhat from the pot full of water. Full of water. It's a very big pot. It has got a lot of water. And it is in full, up to the brim. Purna Kumbham. We say Purna Kumbhaha. Purnat Apa Kumbhat. It is full. But is it your water? No. Somebody else's. It is a property of somebody else. For example, neighbor. Sorry, one second. Oh, 1 second. Swami class came, 12 class. So Anyat Purnat Apakumbhat. I don't have water available. Water is not available with me. That doesn't mean Anyat Purna Kumbhatu, meaning doesn't mean there is another part where I have water. No. It is somebody else's water. Water of a friend, or even say anyone. So another thing is Anyat Padavane Janat. There are people who worship other gods. Other gods. So except Sriman Narayana, they worship other gods. So I must not take water from the pot which is in full from another person because it is not my property. It is not my property. Of course, this case of what you call claiming the property as mine is different. That we will discuss later because no property is mine. No property in this world is mine. That is another philosophical attitude. So somebody else is worshipping some other divine feet. Say, for example, feet. I don't say divine feet. So let us understand gods. And there are so many names of gods, and there are so many people going to different temples. So we are not supposed to take the water pot from a person who does not worship Sriman Narayana. So Anyat Pada, somebody else's feet, Avane, in protecting Janat, a person who is trying to protect, rather trying to adore the feet of other people. Then Anyat Kushala Saprasnat. And some people are always discussing about the welfare of somebody else. So normally, as you know, in Tamil or in any language, English also, British culture is you say how do you do? You meet somebody else, you say how do you do? Then in turn, in those days, and they used to say, I understand. If I am not correct, please correct me. So they say back again, how do you do? When I ask you how do you do, you also ask me how do you do. But today, in American parlance, that is culture, when you say how do you do, how are you, I am fine. I am fine. When I ask you how are you, you say I am fine. Then this is very simply adopted by our culture. Namely, when you write letters, you write the word Ubhaya Kushala Upari. Ubhaya Kushala Upari. My respected father used to say Kshema Dvayopari. Synonym. It is synonymous. Kshema Dvayopari. You are fine, I am fine. You are okay, I am okay. This is how we start a letter. We don't report our problems of health. you won't report your problems of health. Even though there may be problems of health, you won't report it in letter. You won't try to make others sad. I'm sick. I was in the hospital. I had a fever. So don't report all these health problems in a letter with it. The letter is for happy ending, happy letter. When you write a letter, you make others happy, not reporting your problems. I have loaned to repay, and so on. And then nobody will reply. When I say I have a loan to repay, then nobody will reply. So what is the question? What is the meaning here is Anyat Kushala Sab-Prashna. We are trying to inquire the welfare of each other, for example. தமிழ்ல என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? சௌக்கியமா அப்படின்னு கேட்போம். சௌக்கியமா நேர பார்த்துட்டோம். We meet in person. We meet in person. தமிழ்ல என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? சௌக்கியமா. நீங்க என்ன சொல்லக்கூடாது? எனக்கு போன வாரம் ஜுரம் இருந்தது, ஜலதோஷம் ஒரே போக மாட்டேங்கிறது, அப்படிலாம் சொல்லக்கூடாது. அதனால சௌக்கியம், நன்றாக இருக்கிறேன், ஐ எம் ஃபைன். எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் நேர பார்த்தாலுமே கேட்போம் சௌக்கியமா. போன்லயும் சௌக்கியமா, வாட்ஸ்அப்லயும் சௌக்கியமா, சௌக்கியமான்னு கேட்டுட்டே இருக்கும். சௌக்கியம் இல்லாட்டாலும் சௌக்கியம்னு சொல்லணும். சௌக்கியம்னா 100% வெல்ஃபேர் இஸ் நாட் தேர், பட் ஸ்டில் வி மஸ்ட் சே சௌக்கியம். அதனால so anyat kushala saprashna, we go on discussing about our health, each other's health. That is not right. So this Janardana, Lord Sriman Narayana, will not like. Meaning, while we go on discussing our health problem, then we don't think of God. So, Patreshu, Pushpeshu, Phaleshu, Toyeshu, Akrita Labheshu, Sadayeva Satsu, Bhakti Eka Labhe Purushe Purane, Muktiyai Kimartham. Anuswara is missing. Kriyate na yatna. Visarga is missing. Na yatna. So, if we are liars, LIARS, பொய் சொல்றவர்களாக இருந்தால், if we are liars, we say, I don't get any material for worship. Example, Patreshu, I don't get any leaves. Tulasi leaves, basil leaves, I don't get. Patreshu. Pushpeshu, I don't get flowers. Phaleshu, I don't have fruits. Toyeshu, I don't have enough water. Akrita Labheshu, I am trying to buy all these things, but even in the market it is not available. When I go ask for tulasi, basil leaves, I don't get the tulasi. He says the stock is over. Flower is over. The fruit is over. Not available. Water is also not available. Good water is not available. Even on many occasions, we don't get Sadayeva Satsu. So Akrita Labheshu, even when we are ready to buy, they are not available, number one. And even if they are available, so Satsu, always available. But what does the Lord expect from us? Bhakti Eka Labhe Purushe Purana. The primordial man, Purana Purushaha, primordial man, Purusha Puranaha, Bhakti Eka Labhe. He can be accessible only by devotion. What for do we have devotion? Mukti, for liberation from the world, from the emancipation, and to escape from the cycle of birth and death. So, Kimartham Kriyate na yatna. Why don't we make efforts? Kimartam kriyate na yatnaha. Why don't we do efforts to do this? When all the materials are either available or not available, even when the devotion itself is sufficient to worship the Lord for the sake of beatitude, then why don't we do efforts? He is very easy, that's what I mean. The two lines says, Lord is easily accessible. So this is Bhagavad Gita, Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam, Yo me Bhaktya Prayachati, Tat Aham, the Anuswara is missing, Bhakti Upakritam, Ashnami Prayatatmanaha, Visarga is missing. So it is enough that you take any leaf, any flower, any fruit, any water, and offer it with devotion. Then any water, of course, good water, pure water. So aham ashnami, I enjoy your offering by any flower, by any fruit, because there are restrictions of the names of flowers in the case of Sriman Narayana, and also, for example, the leaf. We must specially procure the Tulasi leaf, Asimum sanctum in botanical name. Asimum sanctum is the name of the Tulasi in botanical name. Patram, Pushpam. Of course, when you are in a lonely place like a forest, then you can offer any leaf. For example, in the case of my home plant, which gives us flowers, Mallika creeper is there in my garden. Mallika creeper. That creeper plant has been donated to me by a person with a very peculiar name, Vedavyasa. His name is Vedavyasa. He is a human being here in our apartment, co-owner of the apartment. So Vedavyasa gave me the Mallika Mallika Lata, the creeper, the jasmine creeper. Yesterday, being Sri Jayanti, it did not offer flowers. It has buds. It has buds, but it did not offer fully blossomed flowers. The problem was, I thought it is my sin. It is my sin. The day before yesterday, I got 20. I got 20. Today, I got 15. But 16 today, I got 16 flowers, blossomed flowers. Yesterday, for Sri Jayanti, I didn't get it. So I went to the market and tried to get fruits. What a special fruit. What is that special fruit? Jamun. So, Jambu Phalam. Jambu Phalam is Jamun. Jamun. Nagapparam. Nagapparam. For Sri Jayanti. Offer. But I didn't get the whole shop contained all fruits except this what do you call jamun, jambu phala. I was not fortunate. Of course, my friend brought it. My friend brought it, so I paid him. I paid my friend. He is also a professor. He is a professor of NIT here, Dr. Srinivasan. He brought me somehow jamun, the jambu phalam, nagapparam. But see, I took it from my friend. I took it from my friend. Of course, I paid, but that is itself not good. The exact way of getting fruits is paying the shop owner and getting it. So what happens is Akrita abuse. I am ready to pay, but the fruit is not available. So everything is available, but I don't do worship. So why? Because Lord is easily accessible even by devotion. So tat aham bhakti upakritam ashnami paretat. Now what Lord says is anu api upakritam bhaktehi. Mama Toshaya Kalpa. I think this also should be from the Bhagavad Gita. I'm sorry, I don't remember properly. So even if the devotees offer a very small, minuscule, we say, minuscule, MINISCULE, a minuscule offering, Anu. Anu means atomic offering. We give only an atomic offering, in the sense, very small offering, smallest offering, invisible offering. What is that invisible offering? Devotion. So Anu api upakritam, whatever has been brought and offered to me, bhaktaihi, by the devotees, mama toshaya, it is for my bliss. It is for my happiness. Kalpate, it is enough. Kalpate, it is equal to a large amount of materials offered. It is enough that you give a very minimum object, minimum sized object as what you call offer. The Naradiye Samhita, Narada Samhita, the left side first word is not seen properly. Uktam, right? The Anuswara is missing. Uktam it is said. And Naradiye Srimad Ashtakshara Brahma Vidyayam. Again, Anuswara is missing. Narada has written in the book called Srimad Ashtakshara Brahma Vidya. What is the meaning of the eight syllable spell? And we can get wisdom from Narada. Narada being the son of Brahma, and therefore the grandson of Sriman Narayana. He has a lute, L-U-T, lyre, L-Y-R-E, called Veena in Tamil or Sanskrit, Veenai, called Mahati. He is a great devotee of Lord Sriman Narayana, the grandfather. But once in his history, he also had pride over himself, and therefore it was subdued later. Then he is saying Shodasha Upachara Ukti Ananta. He gives a chapter after worshipping the Lord with what we call 16 offerings. 16 offerings. If possible, Keshav Swami will give tomorrow what are the 16 offerings in a temple worship. It includes fan, mirror, and for so many things. You can learn from some of them from the 20th Pashuram of Thirupavai. Muppathu Moovar Amararkku Mun Sendru. In that Pashuram, you get a few of the 16 upacharas there. Ukkamam Tattaliyum Tandun Manalan. Okay, yeah. These all are included. But there are specific temple worship with 16 offerings. 16 offerings. So last verse in this page is Evam. In this way, Ashtaksharena Eva, only by the 8th syllable spell, Sarvatra, everywhere, Archana Karmani, in the worship of the Lord, Upacharam Iman Kurvan. All of us must be offering all these 16. Kurvam doing Bhakti Yuktena Keta. It is not what we call indifferent offering of these 16 by our hand, looking at the devotees in the temple. The devotees are standing behind me. As a priest, I must look at the Lord only. I must not look at you as the devotees. How many priests will do that? It's a very big question. And therefore, so let us understand that we must do with a lot of devotion. We must look at the Lord, enjoy the Lord from the head to foot, as Tirupanalvar did it. Harim Shayanam, when he is lying on the bed, Apada Chodam Anubhuya Harim Shayanam. This is the Taniyan of Tirupanalvar. Sanskrit Taniyan starts with Apadachudam Hari Anubhuya Apadachudam Anubhuya Harim Shayanam Madhye Kavera Duhitur Muditantaratma Adrishtritam Nayanayor. Just forgot the third line, last word. Adrashtritam Nayanayor Vishayantaranam Munivahanantam. It's ends with Munivahanantam. Sorry, it doesn't come immediately. So as Tiruppanazhvar, we cannot do as Tiruppanazhvar did, but at least try to imitate Tiruppanazhvar. And if at all we are not able to imitate Tiruppanazhvar, we can say the 12 slokas of Bhagavad Dhyana Sopan of Sri Vedanta Deshika. Antarjyotihi kimapi aminam anjanam yogadrushte Chintaratram sulabhamihanaha siddhi mokshanurupam deenanatha vyasana shamanam daivatam daivatanam divyam chakshu shruti parishadam drishyate rangamatye. Starting with this verse, starting with the divine feet. Velatita shruti parimalam vedasa mauli sevyam प्रादुर्भूतं कनकसरितः सैकते हंसजुष्टे लक्ष्मीभूम्योः करसरसिजैर्लालितं रङ्गभर्तुः पादाम्भोज. The lotus feet प्रतिफलति मे भावना दीर्घिकाया. So starting with the divine feet, go up to the divine head, and then we can have just one verse which what we call browses our eyes, browse the entire divine figure of the Lord. Padam bhojam Prishyati bhajate ranganathasya jangha urdhvandve vilagati shanai urdhvamabhyeti nabhim Vakshasyaste valati bhujayor mamikeyam manisha Vaktrabhikyam pibati vakate vasanam mauli bante. So this is one capillary description of our eyes, our mind enjoying all the limbs of the Lord Ranganatha and the Utsava idol Nambermal also in front. Swami Vedanta Deshika has transcreated in Sanskrit, rather not translation, but transcreated in Sanskrit, Tiruppanazhvar's Amalanadi Vedanta. Therefore, very easy to enjoy the beauty of the Lord. But we must always say the 8-syllable spell. In the mind, there should be a cycle of unending cycle of 8-syllable spell. Namo Narayanaya, Namo Narayanaya, Namo Narayanaya.
ராமானுஜதயா ஞான வைராகிய பூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத் வெங்கடநாதாரியம் வந்தே வேதாந்தவேதிகம் கவிதார்க்கிகசிம்மாய கல்யாண குணசாலின ஸ்ரீமத வெங்கடேசாய வேதாந்த குரவே நமக வாதித்விப சிரோபங்க பஞ்சானன பராக்கிரம ஸ்ரீமான் வெங்கடநாதாய திரம் விஜயதா புவி ஈரோடு வேங்கடவுடைய ஓருதானே அமையாதோர் தரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரும் ஓமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞானவைராக்யபூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்ததேசிகம்.
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः. சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய.